Very good morning to one and all. It is I, it is him, it is he. WJ, the one and only, the Warrior Junior. Every time I just think about it, it's kind of funny. I'm kind of happy I got that name. Um, Warrior Junior here, the alter ego of, doesn't, my name. It doesn't matter though, but it matters that I'm here. Like Chris Jericho, like he has his real name, his performing name, Chris Jericho, is wrestling. And then for Fozzy, it's Moon Goose McQueen. First, it was funny because he said that, I was watching some old, I didn't watch for like 10 years. And I said, Chris Jericho came out. He goes, who you're talking to? The larger than life king of the world, the Ayatollah of rock and roll. Is Chris Jericho, the Moon Goose McQueen. So I said, who the fuck is a Moon Goose McQueen? So I typed it up and it came up Chris Jericho. It's him. Uh, so like me, this is Warrior Junior, the alter ego of of me. I don't I keep things. You don't need to know. You don't need to know my real name. My name don't matter. And that's what we're gonna get to the topic of today. Is like now before we get to what I wrote. The subject is use my power. I beg you. To meet women. Now, but if you could figure out what that is from, use my power. I beg you. Well, what is that from? What movie? Who said that? Who said that? And then you can pause it. And try to think it through. Don't just look up shit on YouTube. I mean, on Google. Try to use your mind. I'm a sci-fi guy and I like different things. Let's see if you can figure it out. I'll tell you, if you pause it. So I'll tell you right now. I think it was in Revenge of the Sith when Chancellor Palpatine he was telling Anakin, he was telling him, that Anakin goes, is it the dark side? Is this, and the Palpatine goes, just don't believe this no matter what he said, this dogmatic, like just that the good side, the force, there's the dark side too. And he goes like, use my power, I beg you. He's trying to he goes, I beg you. He knew something. He knew like the Palpatine. Now the dark side, I understand. Like my friend Lord Ivji, he understands the power of the dark side of the force. You use your anger to get what you want. Unfortunately, it turned him into Darth Vader. He first he lost his hand, and then he lost himself. Like became a machine, more machine than man, twisted and evil. I'm not saying you become that, but I use it as a wordplay. Like that. But here's what happened last night. And I told you, I've been listening to Casey Zander, Midwest, on YouTube. Look him up. He puts on a white on a board. Oh my God! I was listening to stuff that traits, things guys can do. He makes things very easy to understand, even though this is really psychological. You know, listen, I've had a hard time getting my needs met as a man my whole life. I've had a hard time meeting women. Okay, anything involved with women, I've had a hard time. I'm almost 50 years old. I have some sporadic little, what I call miracles here and there, but nothing substantial. No relationship, no real anything. Not able to go to a bar, and if there's a beautiful woman there, have a serious shot at it. So, or a nightclub or restaurant or in anywhere, any setting. Okay. And it led me to being a very curmudgeon, angry, bitter person because I felt like you need to have money, successful status, and power here in Los Angeles, and it just like he covers all this. He talked about all this. Now, so what did he talked also about you putting women on a pedestal, whether you know it or not. If you're a single guy and you're going out there, you're giving them attention right off the bat. Well, I didn't say nothing. How did she know? How did she know I'm looking at her? I'll tell you in a second. I'm trying to remember the word that he used to describe. It's kind of important, but what I did is more important. Now, there's many high-end restaurants in West Hollywood, the area that I'm in. And, I haven't been to this one, Craig's, in a long time. Ironically, my ex-girlfriend claims that she owns like a dime of it, 10%, Maybe. There's a chance. There's a chance that she does. And it doesn't matter. She's my ex anyway, and I have no interest. She never. If you want to know why I broke up with her, why I left her, go back and watch the episodes. I talk about this. Why, chai spice tea, special ingredient. And, I got this thing from Yahoo saying, oh, J-Lo was there last Saturday. I'm not expecting to meet her there, okay? However, the idea is that I thought a good place to try what I learned through Casey. Now, talks about there's only one prize. When you are looking at the women, you are putting them up on the pedestal, whether you know it or not, that they are the prize. It's just the way we guys are. Now, if you have big status and you have money, and you have power, and you have whatever, incredible good looks and good height, good everything, it may work for you. More than likely, it does. It doesn't work for me. So this guy was talking about making yourself the prize. How do I do? I got no money. Listen, I told you I was a very bitter curmudgeon person. And then I started listening. I mean, this is not the first time I've heard somebody like this, but I like his openness and simplicity. Can't show up like a bum and expect to get a super hot chick intrigued with you. However, you need to present yourself well. You don't need to be a bodybuilder, but you need to work out every fucking day. Whatever body you have, skinny, fat, whatever, you can tone up. You can tone up. If you're fat, you can tone up. If you're skinny, you can gain a little muscle. That's what I mean by toning up if you're skinny. You want to look like healthy. Look like, you take some pride in yourself. It doesn't have to be insane. But, think about it like you're in one part of it, because you're in competition with all the other guys. And if you're fit, that's it, just fit. You got like most of them beat in your mind. Just that I know that's not the most. It's an important tool as much as like taking a shower before you go out is. Listen, I'm gonna be straight up with you. I used to go out dancing all the time, and I stunk. And some people would tell me that, boy, you really stink. Like I thought, oh, you're making fun of my dancing. No, you really smell. Well, I'm dancing my ass off. Nevertheless, it doesn't matter. If your clothes are clean and you take a shower and you use antiperspirant. I use this Old Spice stuff. It's good. I don't wear any cologne, but it's not, but my, see, it's the presentation. Now, I know you're thinking, well, man, boy, like, I have to spend all this money on hair and makeup and shit like that. I get a haircut, this is, it costs like $40 or whatever. And you're good, like, back's not perfect, for me, this is kind of getting a little long already, but it's all right. I shaved. I get like buy those Gillette razors, whatever, like for 4 or 5 of them. One good shave, like just about, it's good enough. I wore like a form-fitting dress shirt, a little on the tight side, a little, because I have decent, like I'm borderline like bodybuilder. Borderline. I'm like, fit plus, like below bodybuilder. But I'm like 185 in that range. At 5'9". Pretty fucking solid for my size. So 185 can look like 205. That's not huge at all. It's pretty fucking big for the size if you're solid. They say, well, Frank Zane, he was like 200. He wasn't that big. Yeah, compared to 250-pound dude on stage. But if you're standing next to Frank Zane in 1977, this time in Olympia, in 77, 78, 79, and you're a normal man, and you're standing next to a 200-pound tank, you're going to look like nothing, okay? He held his own against Arnold in his prime, almost beat him in 1980, okay? It's no joke. So, anyway, form-fitting dress shirt, sleeves rolled up through the forearm, not any higher. You don't need to, like, this is not, you got to understand, it's, I've seen some of these morons, they wear tank tops to restaurants and stuff like that, thinking they're going to show what they look like or something like that. They look like clowns. Believe me, people can see. They don't need to see the size of your form. They can see it through the shirt. If you're confident, you already know. You don't need to show, like, it shows through. You'd be surprised what people can, what you can see, what they, you don't realize. You don't need other people's validation. I know it's nice, but, if you're in very, very good shape, you can show a little without being ridiculous. Form-fitting dress shirt. Jeans closer to the tighter side. I wear regular fit Wranglers. They're not skinny fit jeans, which I don't like. I mean, that kind of makes things look a little ridiculous. Women can get away with that, but I recommend, it depends. Like for me, my legs are very important, as a bodybuilder. They're closer to the tighter side because of the size of my quads and my ass. You want shit to be, you want clothes to cover the package, the entire package properly. Not too loose, not too tight, depending on the overall presentation, what you're trying to show. Shoes, I had a brand new pair of Asics. I don't wear them very often. Kind of cute, black with like these red laces in there. That's it. And important also, my pockets, my keys. Because if you're wearing relatively tighter jeans, you don't want to shove in a giant wallet. It's protruding out, looks ridiculous. So I took out a couple credit cards and about $100 between 20s and a couple singles fit in my other pocket. And I went there. I went to the Craig's. I went to last night. Kind of late, 11:30. Didn't see any paparazzi outside, so that means nobody. Went around to the bar, and I felt kind of uncomfortable immediately Haven't been there in a long time. But I said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do something a little different. You know, I've gone to bars, kind of ignore women and watch television, but I'm not going to ignore. I'm just not going to give women any eye contact. I'm going to observe through my peripheral. That's how I know that women are looking. They can tell when you're looking at them through their peripheral. Okay. Now, so I'm watching. They had two TVs going. So I have Bad Boys, one of them with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, and the highlights from Sports Center on the other one. I didn't sit down. It's really important because I'm not really there to get comfortable. I'm in the back, kind of. It's like a railing, and it's important that I stand. Not lean on anything like I need a support of something, but I'm holding my frame and holding my ground with standing up. Got a glass of water. I tipped $2. Actually, I had a bottle of water with me. I felt kind of awkward walking in there, but it was okay. I put it down. And I noticed in my peripheral, I could see a lot of couples together. There was an older guy, kind of a Larry David looking kind of guy, with a woman that was kind of homely. She might have been in her early mid-50s. The woman that was next to her, there was a woman that looked like she was fairly, attractive with this guy. And another group of couples, two black chicks kind of in the corner, weren't my type at all. And when I got there, there's like the kind of entrance way was a little crowded if people were leaving or something. So I was standing there just observing through my peripheral. I did not make eye contact with anyone in there except the bartender. Thanked her for giving me the water, went to my position. The patrons, I noticed, started sizing me up. I did not look at them one time. Nobody, not fucking once. I kept watching the television. That older woman kept trying to get eye contact with me. I would not give it to her. The guy looked at me, did not look at anything. They didn't say anything to me. Nobody said anything to me within the span of, I was there for about 45 minutes. The girl that was semi-attractive that was sitting there, the guy that whatever's sitting there, he left. She actually looked at me once when she was with him. I did not look at her. And then when that guy left, she looked at me again. And I did not look at her once. Now I want you to think about the power of this. What woman is not used to getting guys looking at her? It's like there's no such thing. Even gay guys look at women, okay? Give them attention. If I'm not looking, I'm not ignoring, I'm just not giving them any attention. Ignoring implies disrespect. No disrespect. Just not entertaining them like I am the prize. Like I am the J-Lo. Like in my mind, like I'm there. Not her, you know what I mean. I'm not boasting pompous. I'm not boasting arrogance. I'm just standing there enjoying the television. And if something really good comes in, and looks at me, that's an indicator of interest, and then I would make a move. I haven't got there yet because there was nothing there. I noticed there were two women talking to whatever. I didn't give them nothing. Nobody, nothing. I went to the bathroom. I saw one chick that was waiting. I said something nice to her when she kind of looked at me and said something. So that was the extent of communication. For the 45 minutes. I cannot tell you how many of those women looked at me. One, two, It was amazing. I felt some type of power that I never felt. Like I don't think I've had it before. I was taught to ignore before, but I was more of a curmudgeon. I'm not a curmudgeon now. So it was very, and then I think that woman got up in a frustrated way and left because I wasn't hitting on her, like she was expecting me to say something. Now, end result, didn't get laid. End result, didn't get phone number. Didn't get nothing. However, I consider the experiment a success. You know, that place, you know, it's a little different. But I felt like because of the way that it is, it's structured, that it could work to my benefit. You got to be high status. You got to be something to go in. You don't have to be. You got to be high status up here in your mind. They start asking you questions. Play games. Fun games. They're playing some music in there. It's not a place to dance. That was really my kind of thing that I wanted to do. But it wasn't the right time, you know, to do anything like that. The woman just asks you what you do. You just come up with something creative and put it back on them. Create conversation where you're just listening to them. Don't give up anything. You start giving up information, you start boasting about, oh, I got this, I've been working on this, I have this. They know all about you. The intrigue's over. The intrigue is over. The mystery is over. You got status and money, then don't listen to you. You already got, it doesn't fucking matter. But if you're one of like me that doesn't have, you better hold on to who you are as a person deep down and do not give her anything about you. Mystery and intrigue and fun, you know, like talk about something that would be about her. I want to know more about you. That way, when they ask you something, you're not happened to me 1,000,001 times. I'm working on it. Off to the next guy. Mystery and intrigue, dude. And a lure. A lure, like fishing, a lure and a lure. You want a woman to allure, you know, to see something different in you. You better be something different, but not a dumb different, which I've done also. Dumb different is like looking like acting like a clown or something. You know, they're doing stupid things, dumb mannerisms to try to get a woman's attention. Nobody else is doing that, but that's dumb allure. It's embarrassing. You got to be smart and tactical, like a sniper. Just tell them, I'd rather not talk about that right now. If you're scared to be direct and honest like that, a woman doesn't respect that you say that, then fuck her. They'll keep coming. You don't have to be dressed to the nines when you go to a place like this, but you can't look like a bum either. You can't smell. You take a shower, wear good clothes that fit you. If you're not in shape, no excuse. Get in and stop eating garbage food. Start doing push-ups and crunches at home. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. If you can't do regular push-ups, do them on your fucking knees. You can do the crunches, but put your hands fucking out, back and forth. in about 3 or 4 months, you will not, you will look differently. The more work you put in, the body will take shape. It does. It has to. If you're fit, there's confidence though. I need a lot more of it just the way that I'm wired. You don't need to be like, I hold a little bit more muscle than most people. I'm not again bodybuilder side, but I'm not bad. I just need it for me. But that's not all. You know, like again, if it wasn't for listening to Casey Vander talking about making yourself the prize, and I would know. You have to build from a bedrock foundation. That's what this guy talks about. You have to say to yourself, I'm the prize, I'm the prize, I'm the prize. Stop putting the women on the pedestal. Stop looking at them. You go to the bar, or wherever, the restaurant, whatever. Be nice to the bartender, whatever, and then stand distance back. Do not sit down like everybody else if you can, and just there to watch whatever's on the TV, and through your peripheral, observe everything else that's going on. And you will see, I guarantee you 100% that women and dudes will look at you. They will glance. They have to. It's human nature. They have to. Everybody's looking at everything in there. It's a precursor to engagement in a conversation. It's a, they're gonna wonder why. Or it just depends. Like, of all of them, a woman that's maybe closer that's available will look even longer at you, and do not fucking look back. Now, I will share a story with you when you should look back, when you make the move, and how I fucked up. Okay. Now, about 5 years ago, I don't know, 5, 10 years ago, I don't drink anymore, but I used to go to this bar called the Frolic Room. There was a couple of Bob's Frolic, whatever, but the one I'm talking about was on Hollywood, right next to the Pantage Theater. And I went in there one late afternoon, or I forget, early evening, something. And I sat down, like there was like a turn at the bar, like there's one stool there. Bar goes, it's a long bar. A group of these like construction people show up, like all dudes with construction, and there's one fucking chick with them that was in the like kind of, I don't know, I don't think she might have been in the construction, I don't remember. Asian kind of skinny chick. She's not bad looking. Now I'm in my kind of curmudgeon mood, back then. Nursing a beer, just watching kind of the television. And one by one, those guys, they all leave. And about an hour, then she was just sitting there by herself. And she goes, hey, to me. So I'm watching that television, I ignored her. She goes, hey, to me. And I ignored her again. She got up out of her seat, came over and bumped my stool with her hip. And I went, what? Like this. I don't know, the conversation kind of ensued. I remember, like, had some acne. I remember, like, she goes, oh, you got into a fight or something. I go, no, it's acne. And she goes, no, you got into a fight. So she was wrong. But, the thing was the argument. We're talking. And then she was asking me about what I do or what I like. And I said I was a dancer. I like dancing or something. And eventually, at the end, she's like, well, why don't we just get out of here and go dancing? And I said, no. My mistake. Okay. After the conversation, and a woman gives you an open door like that, you go through. I was a curmudgeon back then, angry, bitter, drunk, and stuff. I'm a lot different now. So the lesson to be learned is that if I'm in this situation and I'm going and I'm watching whatever, and a woman is intrigued by it, and I do look and she calls from, hey, I don't want to know about you and stuff, and you get some kind of connection there, and then she's like, hey, well, let's get out of here. It means she wants to do you. Okay, that's different. You could be able to sense when a woman's going to give it up as you get older. You get a feeling if they're just kind of, I don't know. Now this has to be, you have to do these things in a place. I used to stand outside of nightclubs and stuff like that. The reason that never works, almost never, is women don't feel safe. Casey talked about that. You got to do this inside, where they see you in there, like, you're not vulnerable, really. You're not at all, you're there. So you're there without saying anything. Being there is enough. This one woman came in at that, where I was last night when I was there, and that older woman said, oh, you should start talking to her. You're so beautiful, whatever. And she was, thank you. I don't know. She's, sorry. I don't know what the fuck. Tell me. It's something sharp there or something. Jesus. My toe. Oh, okay, I think I'm okay. But, I'm not, I look for the IOI, the indicator of interest, and then even then, the woman looking at me, I didn't move. I just wanted to convey very, very, like, I'm the prize. I am the fucking prize here. I'm the prize. Like, I am, like, for you to get, if you really want me, you're gonna have to show me the goods, kind of like. And I don't think those kind of women, they're not prepared for something like that from a guy. I know they felt that too. I can guarantee that those women, they said, wow, this guy is not looking at us. Or at other guys either. In my mind, I'm placing myself way up there. The upper status, like fucking, well, you better fucking really have something to show me for me to even talk to you. Kind of like that, the J-Lo mentality, like, but from a guy's perspective, like, think about that percent, in your mind, if you're like worth 100 million kind of thing, and you're not, but that desperate neediness, it's the kiss of death, man. They know, they can feel that. They will give, but it has to be done psychologically. It has to be done psychologically. You gotta beat them up here first. You can do that, then you can get them to do whatever you want, and that's the game. So I thought I'd just share what happened last night. I went over to my friend Rubens and I told him the story, and he was like, yeah, that's how it's done. That's a tactic. That's the allure, the power of allure and intrigue. Mystery is with women. Oh my God. Who knows what their you just don't know. A beautiful woman's used to getting hit on, boy, and she knows. There's ones that are older, like, I mean, I'm sorry, but I just, if you ain't got it, you don't. I don't have to rub it in. They've had their needs met over their life many, many, many times. I have no Rachmunis for any of them. That's sympathy in Yiddish. Now tomorrow night there's a dance in Fullerton, and I'm not going to go. One like me, no. You know, it's the same crowd of, you know, older. None of those women give it up. So you're basically just wasting your time and energy. And that's why I look at time and energy. You only get so much time and you only have so much energy. And, you know, I wish I kind of knew about the intrigue and the prize thing here and there, but I was too much of an a-hole to go along with it. So I was getting attention from being an a-hole because I was doing the intrigue and the prize thing, but then I was an a-hole. Like the women wouldn't. The reason they choose that bad boy sometimes is because those bad boys are protective. They know how to fight, you know, so that's a safety. Women choose that. You don't have to be that. I'm just giving you know, I mean, this is a high end area, high end restaurant. When I left there, I think the valets heard me say, I just talked to myself, I go, there ain't nothing, there were no women in there anywhere near my level that I would even consider. I remember my ex told me once, she goes, you should have saw me when I was younger. She goes, I didn't really care about that. If you're not going to give me what I want, one way or the other, then what good are you to me? Anyway, that was important. I wanted to share that. You know, when I work out at the park with my shirt off, even at night, you know, because I like to see the definition. I look at myself and it shows like what I've done. It also shows what I'm trying to accomplish. You know, these gays, some of them, they think I'm some gay prostitute or something like that, or they don't know, or you know, create frustration. You know, like when you're getting attention from everything that you don't want. But now I'm starting to realize, hey, go to places that might be a little more conducive for you. Don't get in altercations and do the same fucking thing until there's something there that develops organically. I can't just hold my breath and wait for a woman I was very attracted to hopefully respond to me one day. She never will. I gotta keep grinding. You gotta build EXP, is what I call experience points. Because there's not just one perfect soulmate on this planet for you. There's plenty of them. So like a woman's got to kiss like 1,000 frogs till she meets the prince, right? You don't got to do that with women, but I felt the power of being the prize tonight. Even though the women didn't say it or didn't show it, I saw it, felt it. Hopefully one day I'll be able to get on here and tell you, wow, I fucking pulled, holy Jesus. I mean, my imagination, I saw, like, I was watching the Ritual thing with Eyes Wide Shut, and Tom Cruise walks with that tall chick with a shapely body and an incredible ass. Yeah, I can just imagine putting my dick in there, like, wow, that must be one incredible feeling. Not ass fucking, but like, regular doggy style, like with a woman with an incredible shapely body like that. I've always wanted something incredible. Never gotten it in my whole life yet. And just like tonight, I'm not gonna settle for whatever I can get. Mediocre, I won't. I want my prize. And it's got to be really, really nice. I've seen them. There's girls at my gym. Every once I see something that's like they qualify. I haven't moved on any of them. So I've done this ignoring thing at the gym, and I've never gotten any response. But I'm not really looking. I kind of look through my peripheral, but my focus is really on my workouts when I'm there. To me, that's like my factory. Like that's where I build the machine in the park. Like I build the machine. It's so hard, but that's what I'm there to do. I mean, I wish I could give it to a woman, like really make her feel good. Wish like a woman would see, like I'm not a manipulator. I'm not looking to hurt anybody or take advantage of really anybody. I'm not. Well, you wanted the ex to give you. I'm looking out for my own best interest for a relationship. I think there's nothing wrong with that. If you're upfront with your demands, what you think is fair, that's not gold digging. That's asking for what you think is right. My ex worked at 10% of that, so much more. How could you let a guy have nothing? What a fucking dumb miser. That's how she lost me. I gave her about a year. She would not kick down. She wouldn't percolate the weak. If I was worth 5 to 10 million, think about that. Do you know what the difference between 5 to 10 million is? You're talking $5 million. Do you know how much that is? $10,000 for one fucking little watch is nothing to show your love for somebody that asked for it. If I was worth 5 million or 10 million, and the woman of my dreams, whatever, and she said, "Look, let's turn the table on it for fun before I get off this. I'm worth 5 million. Let's just go 5." And the woman of my dreams goes, "Look, there's just a couple things that I want to get this out of the way, and then we've got our rest of our lives, love and relationship and everything together. This is what I need. I want you to buy me $10,000 ring. I want you to take me to Disneyland and hold my hand. I want you to buy me ice cream there. I want to go meet BB-8." I added that one, because I have a BB-8 card. I want BB-8 to see it and go, "Wow." After that, I want to go to Tony Roma's. There's one on Harbor, right across from Disneyland. We'll stay at the Disneyland Hotel, whatever. And then the big one is we're going to be living at a very, very nice place on the beach, more than likely, or a penthouse condo. It's going to cost, that's over $1 million. The house could be close to $3 million. And she goes, I need to own half the property. I'm spending the rest of my life with you. God forbid something happens, I have to know, or our relationship doesn't work. I need to know that I own half the property. And that's it. All you got to do is agree to that. And if she's sincere, honest about it, then it's like you got a relationship, like she's with you. That's it. Or she can burn you for half the whatever it is. If it's $1.5 million, I would throw a contingency clause, like or something, contingent. You get half if you stay with me for a prolonged period of time and your equity builds over time. Like, I'm not going to give it because you could say tomorrow, you could go, I don't want you, goodbye. And the right one, so if Kristen, when I was with, and would say the same thing, be like, okay, I will give you half of the $5 million house or whatever, $3 million on the beach, half. Over time, stay with me. Your thing builds, like every month, it's like 50,000, It sounds like a lot, or 25,000. It's a sizable amount every month, but it's not in big. It's not a massive balloon amount. So like, it's not going to hit you and run. That's how you know they'll stay with you. Now I know this sounds like a business arrangement and everything, but my point is, once those demands are met and they're out of the way, then you've got, like you say, the real relationship there. Sounds like alimony, whatever. Whatever. You can't just give her all of it up front. It has to be broken down because you don't want her to nail you all at once. I know it sounds very business-like. I know it sounds like if that's the demands, you have to like tweak the demands so like you can get it done, so that way you can have the loving relationship now. The point is, like, she's looking out for her own security. It's not gold digging. Just like I was looking out for mine. My ex-girlfriend could not handle that. The red flag I already talked about, the platinum, futures, whatever, like to try to get me started. Like, now, if she would have countered with me and said, hey, I'm not going to give you half of a $3 million property all at once, or payments or anything. However, you talk about this deal that you found. I will stake you with $100,000 in a trust, and to play with whatever your thing. And whatever profit you make, we split it or you keep it in there and we build it from there. You show me that you know what you're talking about. Then I'll put in more as it goes up. If she would have followed through with that, like I asked her, started with 100,000. Platinum went up to, if I would have pressed it hard as I fucking can, the way that it was going up, I could have turned that in damn near close to $1 million real easy. Real fucking easy. And I could have cashed out, had 500 grand for myself. She could have made 500 grand and we would have loved each other forever. I would have had money. That's percolating the weak, man. But her fucking greedy miser bitch mentality couldn't fucking follow through with it. That's why I left her. She wouldn't build me up or give me a chance to get started. You need real fucking leverage and money to like catch up, to make something substantial. Or you are just what I call an indentured servant to this woman. You're nothing but a valet driver, an armed candy, whatever, nothing. That's what a lot of these guys are. They hang around these rich women to get hopefully a drop off. Like she tried to give me a drop one time. She made $500 for half an hour for architects for a call thing, and she had like five $100 bills. She goes to me, "Oh, take one." That's what she tried to give me, a crumb, you know. That's not gonna get me there. I needed real, like, I told her, let's open up the bank account and do it, and she just wouldn't fucking do it. So the roles are reversed. I told you I would if I had that kind of money. If you want somebody that bad, and if they're the right person for you, you've got to kick down. You've got to sacrifice. You've got to sacrifice good, like Grant Cardone says. That's why none of these people, none of this shit works, because everybody's looking for something for nothing. Okay, I've always had to pay, one way or the other. I've always had to pay. Meanwhile, she just would have she would have made a lot of. It didn't matter. She already got money. It's not that she would have made 500,000 more than I would have made, like 500 grand. I would have made some real fucking money. She just, she blew it. So stop wasting time with people that don't kick down. It took me about a year. Like I hung in there. That was way too long anyway. I thought like I reeled her in after a certain amount of time. All right, now I'm gonna get her. But what happened was she got burned by her ex first. That she had to pay first. Some other guy beat me to it. Is what happened. But my thing was not to hit and run. I really wanted a relationship. I just needed to know that my bases were covered. And she just wouldn't do it. My mom, she's just too stupid. She just doesn't understand that you got to have those bases covered. You have to use. She should have just said, it's not going to happen unless I get dot, dot, dot. And my mom, she's just she just didn't get it. And I don't care. I don't do that. I will not be a sucker. I won't be a sucker. I'd rather live like this and figure it out on my own. You gotta really bring something to the table. Sucks. She would have made a lot too. And she would have had me for unconditional love. But you can't have that love till. It's like saying you want me to go with you to Mexico or whatever, but I don't want you to eat for like 3 weeks. Are you out of your fucking mind? See how ridiculous that sounds? So the analogy is the eat for 3 weeks is the money that I needed to get ahead in life, and then going with you to Mexico or whatever is unconditional love, like being with you. You have to support. You got to percolate the wheat. You can't fucking get something for nothing. That's what she was trying to get off me, and I wouldn't do it. She never bought me a watch anyway. Nothing. I'll get on my own, fucker. And I'll keep going. I will use my manipulation tactics to get my needs met as a man. Whatever I have to do. It's a shame, you got to play these games and everything psychologically. That's the way it works. Adapt or get nothing. Stop trying to be this Lucas, in these movies, this part Revenge of the Nerds type unconditional love to meet a woman. That's all that you need. It doesn't work. It never has. It never will for me. I tried it with a girl I really liked at the wrestling school. It never works. Anyway, that's it for now. thought hopefully you kind of came away with something. I'm always learning. I have to be. You got to keep learning, my friend.